welcome back to ET Energy World. I am Himanshi Tiwari and we are joining you from the India Energy Week 2025. Right now, I'm joined by Ashu Shinghal, who is the MD at Mahanagar Gas. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting.
All right, sir, there has been a push towards cleaner fuels. It's India that is pushing towards cleaner fuels. So, if you can start by talking about, how are you sort of expanding your city distribution networks at this point in time?
So there are three segments on which the CGD company typically works, and similar is the case with Mahanagar Gas. So we have geographies near Mumbai and the adjacent areas, Thane, Belapur, Navi Mumbai, Raigad and other areas. So we have a presence of around 400 stations, CNG stations in that location. And every year we keep on adding 50 stations this year with MGL. And we have got a subsidiary which is adding 30 more stations. So 80 stations will be added this year. So when we say CNG station, it is primarily to fill the CNG run vehicles. And CNG is a clean fuel as compared to petrol and diesel. As compared to diesel, it is 30% cleaner in terms of CO2. And there is no PM 2.5 and SOx emissions in CNG. So that is the type of magnitude which we are having. Plus, we are servicing around 10 lakh vehicles, around 1 million vehicles. And last year, the other part is the PNG segment or domestic pipe natural gas. So last year we developed 3.3 lakh connections, which is highest by any CGD entity in the country in the single year. This year again we want to rematch that and maybe better it. Around 3.5 lakh connections we are going to do with the domestic PNG connection, which is the uninterrupted supply. So once this gas goes to the household in the urban area, LPG can move on to the rural areas. And rural areas where the wood is being used will get the LPG by Ujjwala and other schemes of the government of India. So by developing this infrastructure year on year, we are causing a cleaner environment, and that's our commitment.
All right, so that's the bright future that we were talking about. But when it comes to scaling the natural gas infrastructure, are there any challenges? And if yes, then how are you sort of addressing those challenges?
Each geography has a different challenge. Like these areas are licensed by the regulator called Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. So if we talk about Mumbai, Mumbai is a very congested city. The population density is very high. On top of it, the roads are already concrete. And whatever roads are not concrete, they are getting concretized very fast. Other part is that the rains are very heavy there. So the working season is very limited. So we get permission, difficult to get the permission, limited working season and land availability. These are the main challenges. Plus, in order to deprioritize or disincentivize people digging the roads, the reinstatement charge is also very high. So these challenges are there. Then we are also dealing with PESO. The approvals, they sometimes take a very longish period. And sometimes there are local agitation, political interventions and things like that, which causes delay in execution. Otherwise, if given a free hand, we will like to run and create much more infrastructure. But any which way, all these challenges are there, but we are trying to handle them as and when they come.
All right, on that note, sir, in this event, we are all talking about technology. We are talking about innovation that's happening or that we want, to see in the upcoming few years. But when it comes to Mahanagar Gas, what are those technological innovations that you have come up with to sort of enhance your operational efficiency and also customer experience for that matter?
No, I think customers are paramount and the topmost priority for us. And very recently, we engaged BCG, Boston Consultation Group, for running a whole strategy exercise and rollout of that strategy exercise. So one of the main finding of that strategy exercise was digitization. So last 2 years, we have taken several steps to do digitization. Like we have slowly getting away with the physical paper bills. We are capturing the number plate of the CNG vehicle, matching it with the Vahan, trying to use that data. We have got the integrated control room now. We are using SCADA, which is a mechanism to capture readings from the dispensing units or compressor station to the main control room. And we have integrated the whole control room. So there are different places data is coming, which is getting analytically used and trying to see how it works. We have got applications on the mobile for issuing work permits. We monitor each vehicle movement, which is called CTV, the cascade carrying vehicles, on our control room. and any harsh braking, over speeding, curves and going on detours is monitored. So we counsel the driver, we phone the driver in case they're always, we send somebody to have a check. That way we are able to use the technology and also experience. We have got app, very smooth app, so that anybody can have, they can click the photo and send it to us for the billing. And there are other mechanisms by which we are trying to enhance the experience. We have also done the study of what is the time required. We have queue controllers in case there is longish queue. So all that improves the customer experience in our view.
All right, so that was on digitization and customer experience, but we are also talking about low carbon future, right? And we all want to move towards a low carbon future. But when it comes to natural gas, what role does it play in India's energy transition dream?
Natural gas has got inherent advantage. Like we are almost more than 80% importing the crude oil, whereas gas is getting imported around 50%. So one, that gas is higher energy on per ton basis. If you import crude, vis-a-vis you import gas, gas will have more energy. So it is cheaper in terms of energy valuation. The other part is it is cleaner than the coal, obviously coal, and also diesel. So we have infrastructure created, let us say, for power plants. Around 25 gigawatt plants are there. They are running at very low PLF. So we have long contracts. I mean, not MGL, but industry as such has long gas supply contracts, gas purchase contracts. We have got regas terminals. Pipeline laying is also done. The last mile connectivity is also happening. Coming to CGD, lot of CGD entities are creating many infrastructure, and almost 14-15% growth is happening on CGD industry year on year. So we think that gas will play an important part. The Prime Minister sir has mentioned that 6 to 15% is the target for the India to take a level, currently 6% to 15%. So that CGD will play a very important part. Refineries are there, fertilizers there. If we get a push on power, because emission, if we give some emission benefits to the clean power, and also gas can play an important part in the spinning. If more renewable energy comes into the grid, there is an imbalance created in the grid. So their gas can play a very critical part for balancing the grid also.
All right, so affordable and cleaner. And you were talking about Prime Minister's push towards low carbon future, but how far have we come when it comes to that dream?
Currently, I think we are around 6.7% of the primary energy basket. And yesterday only IEA has delivered their report. They said that 60% growth will happen by 2030. So, I mean, target is 15%, but we will take it in a progressive manner. Maybe initially 10%, and then we will move to 12% and higher.
All right, so
But
are you?
lot many policy initiatives will be required to see that happen.
What are those policy initiatives? If any one or two you can.
Like one which comes to my mind is the inclusion of gas in GST.
Okay.
There are some other polluting fuels which are not included in GST, which are included in GST, and gas is not included in GST. So we are having excise duty on CNG. We have to pay back the state VAT, and top of it, the other polluting fuels are included in GST. Some of them. So this is one part of it. Then excise duty on CNG can be thought about. Third is that smoothing the process of land acquisition and permissions, and some similar such things. If EV is getting promotion and subsidies, if CNG vehicles also get some subsidies, not subsidies, but maybe some portion can be just like what happened in NCR. Similar thing in Bombay High Court is also come out with a mandate, not mandate, they formed a committee to give recommendation in 3 months' time that how the pollution can be controlled by gradually phasing out diesel and petrol vehicle, replacing with CNG and electric vehicles. Also, some polluting industries can be moved out. Emission tax on whatever at the tail pipe, either at the power plant or at the vehicular level. Those type of things can add into more adoption of gas.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for answering those questions. And of course, the future is bright, provided the government and the policies are right
They
and
are
in
already
place.
doing. I'm not
They're
saying they are
already
not
doing.
doing. But
I
more
think
trust is
more
more
trust is
trust is
required.
required.
But thank you so much for being a part
My
of this
pleasure.
conversation. And to our viewers, stay tuned for many more such discussions only at ET Energy World.